What's up, everyone? Welcome to Beer Time. Very special beer tasting. That's why this is a standalone beer tasting video. Normally, those of you who watch a lot of my shit, you know that on the Old Head Show, every episode I try a new beer. But this one was special, so I decided that I'm going to do a video on its own about this particular beer. You can see, you can see the fucking title of the video, you know that this is the limited edition Cliff Burton beer. I'll read more about who put it out and what it is in a second. But the reason why this is special, obviously, those of you who watch my shit, you know, Metallica is my favorite band. Also on top of that, Cliff Burton, one of the greatest bass players ever, in my opinion, and also one of the biggest tragedies ever in music. It's still one of those things where he's a guy that, who knows the greatness that dude could have achieved, taken from us early. So any chance to celebrate my favorite band or one of the greatest bass players ever, I'm going to jump at it. So tonight it's going to be trying one of these Burton beers. I guess before we jump into it, let me read a little bit about this particular beer. So I got this beer on Craft Shack. It's now sold out, apparently. But here's what it says about the beer on the website. A collaboration between the Cliff Burton estate, Knucklebones, B-O-N-Z, and Calicraft Brewing. Cliff Mall IPA, so it's called Cliff Mall, is the name of the beer, is made in classic NorCal style. Hoppy, bold, and crushable, capturing the best of a classic West Coast beer and made with Simcoe and Citra hops. Also, those of you who listen to my shit or watch my shit a lot know that all of that was pretty much complete gibberish. I am not a beer snob or a beer connoisseur. I drink a lot of beer. I try a lot of different kinds of beers. And really, it's all about, does this taste good to me? Does it not? I don't really go any further than that. Maybe one day I will, but not today. So the real question is, will this be worth the money I spent on it and worth the memory of Mr. Cliff Burton? Well, I'll read a little bit more that I have written down about this beer, but let's jump right into it. So it's an IPA, and there's the can, and I have some thoughts on the can because yeah, it's cool, but I have thoughts on the can that I will get to because we're right now. How does this taste? From, what did they say their name was? Calicraft Brewing in California. So let's try it out. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Yeah. I'm not necessarily an IPA guy, but it tastes good to me. Has a nice flavor that doesn't sour or turn weird after you swallow it and then you wait a moment and sometimes it tastes funny. Nah, it's just a pretty good beer. The differences between all these different beers, like I've had several IPAs in a row and I can't tell the difference. Same thing with Pilsner or whatever the fuck you want to throw my way. I'll try it, but my palate, I guess, is not one that really tastes a subtle difference. So that's why my beer tastings are like, this is good. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. I don't have any complaints. No complaints about the taste of this particular beer. My complaints come, and maybe this is me being a little bit nitpicky, but let me explain. So, you see this can, the image on this can of Cliff Burton, and when I first got it and looked at it, I go, wow, that's an interesting image. It's not a picture of him I've seen before. Is it a drawing? What is this? And then I also got a small poster of that particular image. Let's look at it. See, there you go. Pretty cool. I mean, yeah. There's Cliff. It says Burton and the Metallica logo kind of thing. Cliff a Mall IPA. Yeah. So, you know, it's pretty cool. So in the end, this ended up costing me $60 total. That's $40 for the beers, $20 for shipping. I mean, guys, it's heavy, and I guess they do pack it in something that's supposed to keep it slightly cool. It really wasn't that cool when it got to me. So $60, but let's forget the shipping because that's obvious. So $40, that ends up coming down to like what, $5? I mean, I'm estimating a beer. Which if you go, these are talls, and if you go to like shows and bars these days, a lot of beers are $5 or more. So can't really complain about that. So the thing is that I was all about, I get back to the image here. I was like, what is this image? Like who did this? So I did a little more research, and then all of a sudden I find out that, you know, I got the limited edition poster, great, which is it's made by Knucklebones, which is a company that a lot of you may have heard and have seen. They do like little statues of rock stars and other stuff. So I found out that there is a Cliff Burton Rock Icons statue. And guess what it looks like? It looks like that. It looks exactly like the can. That's going for $164. I think you can pre-order that. I'm not going to pre-order that. So the thing that's bothering me is that this is limited edition, and I did pay $40 plus shipping. And essentially, this is just a photograph of a statue that they're going to sell. And so that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Am I wrong? Is that should I not feel that way? Because I feel like it should have been some sort of original art on the can just to make the can thing. Because the can is now just an advertisement for something else that you would buy. And then the beer is just, at that point, you're paying for a label because it's beer. You know, Cliff did not brew this himself. So I'm a little bit annoyed at that. But I also did read that a portion of the proceeds goes to the Cliff Burton Scholarship, not only for the beer, but also for the statue that's coming out. So unfortunately it says portion. Who the fuck knows how much that is? But so that makes me feel a little bit better. But I'm still just like, couldn't we have had like a unique can and a unique poster for those of us who forked over the money instead of it being an advertisement for something else, essentially? So you're basically taking Cliff Burton. Sure, money's going to his foundation or whatever, but it's now selling something else, which it's. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, right? Let me have another sip. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. This is a drinkable beer. I'm not mad at it, and I will enjoy drinking all of these. Not tonight. Maybe I'll have a couple of these tonight. I don't know. But in the end, I can safely say, because on an episode of the Old Head Show, one of the beers I did try was the Pantera beer. Different brewery, but also associated with Knucklebones, and had a weird vulgar display picture and poster that also ended up being a statue. So I think at this point, as much as I love Metallica and I'll try to support, I mean, I guess I don't know what's actually going to Metallica from this, but you know, when you're a fanboy like me, you buy fucking anything. But I think that this might be the end of me getting these sort of like special edition rock and roll beers that really don't have anyone on the beer involved in the beer. So yeah, a little bit of a bittersweet ending to these things because, you know, Cliff Burton fucking rules. Metallica fucking rules. So I don't really have a lot more to add. The video was literally just me trying this, showing you guys the poster, talking a little bit about it. I don't have a lot more. I think this is coming out on a Friday night. Maybe you are all out there enjoying yourselves with a beverage as well. And cheers, and thank you for joining me. for just a fucking beer tasting video. Whatever, more content, as they say. So yeah, I'm going to give credit to Calic Craft Brewing. I don't know why I try to read without my glasses. It's not a thing that really works. Well, I don't know what Craft Shack has to do with any of it, but that's where I bought it. The Burton estate is involved. I don't know how they were involved, but great. And then, of course, the proceeds, a portion, going to the Cliff Burton Scholarship Fund. So that's good. I wish I had like more of a great ending to this, but it's just like, here's a beer, I have my thoughts, and that's it. I'm making this video last longer than it actually should. Okay, so there you go. Burton Cliff 'Em All IPA. If you guys think that the image is cool, go buy the fucking statue, because a portion will be going towards the Cliff Burton Scholarship Fund. So yeah, that is it. That's it for this beer tasting. It's just kind of like whatever. Luckily, if you've lasted this long, you probably just kind of like hanging out with me, and you're weird, but I like that. So cool. That's it for this video. Don't worry, I'm going to be back with another one very soon. Good night.